Hi everyone, my name is JT Pilot and today we'll be making another model airplane review. This time we're reviewing the Trio a Southwest Boeing 700s in a heart livery that were released by Ng Models in the January 2024 set. We'll be reviewing the Southwest 700 in the heart livery with Scimitar wings, or 269 Whiskey November. This is the primary model we'll be reviewing. And then we'll be reviewing the Southwest 700 in the heart livery of blended winglets, number 221 Whiskey November, and the Southwest 700 in the heart livery with the blended winglets, along with the Mismatched Canyon Blue Winglet, November 410 Whiskey November. So I decided to review all three of these models together in today's video, just because they're all practically the same model, just with some minor caveats. And yes, so these have been highly long-awaited models from Ng Models. A lot of collectors in the scale have requested these models to be released from Ng, including myself, because these are such common aircraft across the United States. Panda Models has done releases of these aircraft before, and arguably those are kind of better, and we'll be doing a comparison at the end of the video. So we'll be doing a comparison of the Panda version and the Gemini version at the end of this video. So this is going to be a very detailed review for you guys, and I have changed my reviewing system a little bit in this video. So we'll be first starting off the boxes of these models, then we'll be reviewing each model in depth, and at the end of this video, we'll be doing a combining JT score any comparison. So nonetheless, let's get started with the review, and we'll be getting started with the boxes. And alright, so we'll be starting off with the boxes of these 1/400 scale Ng Models Southwest 700s in a heart livery. So these boxes combine together to form this wonderful image here. So on the left, we have the Scimitar 747 box, then the blended winglet box, and the mismatched winglet box. So they all combine together to form this image. So on all these boxes, you have the Boeing 747 titles on the top left. We have the CGI image in the middle, along with a heart logo in all three of these boxes. Then the Southwest logos on the bottom left, along with the registrations and the Ng Models logos. So we'll be looking at the bottom of one of these boxes. So here's the bottom of the Scimitar winglet box. So you have the CGI image, and then you have the item number, which is 77041 for the Scimitar winglet version. So right side of the box, top of the box, left of the box, bottom of the box, and then here at the back of this box here. So you got the CGI image, the Ng Models logo, and the item number and the barcode there. So yes, and all the other boxes do look the same. I don't want to spend too much time on the boxes because I want to get to the models themselves. And alright, so we start off the first model in this video, which is the Scimitar winglets version. So starting off the nose of this model here, we have the cockpit windows. These are looking flat and amazing. Got the pitot tubes and static ports there. So all these are looking great. So Ng Models always nails these 747 cockpit windows in the nose section. And arguably it looks better than some of their previous releases. So that's a plus from it. That's a pro of this model. And then we got the fleet number down there. Fleet number, which is 269. So there you go. Nose landing gear is looking great down there. We had the L1 door, Southwest heart logo there. And these Southwest tiles are looking great. And then we have an underside antenna. And we have another antenna up there. We have the emergency exit there. And then the emergency escape pass there. We have then we have the CFM56 engines looking perfect. Really great shape. And lots of details on them. And you'll see more of that when we go through the model. Here we have the Scimitar winglet of the Southwest 747. These are looking flat and amazing. The bottom Scimitar could be shortened a little bit, but other than that, these are looking flat and amazing. And then we have the navigation lights right there. And we have the Wi-Fi box up there. And then we have the tail portion small. So here's the tail portion model. We got the yellow, red, and the blue stripes that are all looking great. Maybe the yellow stripe could be a little bit more orange, but maybe a little bit more orangey, but other than that, no, orangey, that's an interesting word there, but they could be a little bit more orange, but other than that, the tail portion is looking great. And we've got the United States flag and the registration, which is number 269 Whiskey November in the L2 door. And before we move on to the rest of the model, yes, the heart livery on this model is a little bit too dark, and it's a little bit too dark on all three of these models, so that's a really unfortunate aspect of these models that have deferred a lot of people from buying them. So just want to mention that in this detailed review. So proceeding on to the back of this model, so here are the horizontal stabilizers and the vertical stabilizers. These are looking perfect, and you got the APU exhaust there, and then the engine exhaust there. All of this whole area is looking perfect. So proceeding on to the bottom of this model, so here are the bottom of the tail right here looking perfect. We got the underside aerials there. We have the wing landing gear there. And by the way, there is no stand hold on this model. So here we got the engine nozzles looking great. Really excellent detailing by NG. And then you got the flat fairings down there and all that. So all that's looking perfect. And you got the bottom of the wing, the wings there. And then we got the heart logo down there, and an antenna, and then we got the nose landing gear looking perfect, and we have the gear doors as well. So here, the front portion of this model aircraft here looking flat amazing. So you got the inside of the CFM56 engines there looking great. And then you got the cockpit windows there also looking flat amazing, and you can see the landing lights there as well. Yeah, so front section smile is looking perfect. And alright, so moving on to the right side of this model. So here we have the R1 door right there. And then we have the baggage hole down there. It's a little hidden in the heart livery. And then we got another baggage hole down here. And then here we have the R2 door. So that is it for this model right here. We'll be moving on to the blended winglet version. I'm going to be showing you the differences with that model. And here is the blended winglet version of the Ng Models heart livery 747-700. So basically this model is the exact same as the Scimitar version, though it has some slight differences. So you have a different fleet number down there, which is 221 instead. You have the different registration, which is November 221 Whiskey November. And this model, of course, has the blended winglets. So, yes, these are looking flat out amazing, and NG really did a great job with these. And they do a much better job with the blended winglets than the Scimitar winglets. So, yep. Yeah, it's a plus for the blended 747s from NG. So, NG Models did a really great job with this model over here. And all right, so moving on to the next model here, which is the blended winglet 747-700 with the mismatched winglets. So there's some differences once again. So this model, of course, has a different fleet number. So this time this model is 410 for the fleet number there. And the registration is November 410 Whiskey November. So it's nice to get a little different registration there than the 200 series of the Southwest 747-700. So then, of course, you got the normal blended winglet there. Then you have the Canyon Blue winglet over here. So that's a little different there. It's a little throwback to NG's Canyon Blue 747 releases. So I'm going to get that to focus there. So this winglet's looking great. Maybe could be printed a little bit better. It's kind of a little sloppy there. And I'll move this model a little bit around. So there you go. Getting you guys a little better view of this Canyon Blue winglet there. So here's the right side of the Canyon Blue winglet. It's looking great. It's nice to have a little mismatched part on the 100 models. It's pretty similar to what NG did with the Maryland 147 with the blue nose cone. So I always like collecting the mismatched models. It makes collecting a little bit more realistic, as aircraft do get spare parts over time, and sometimes the parts may be mismatched with delivery on the aircraft. So it's great to represent that in the 1/400 scale. So that's it for the overview of the 747-700. So let's move on to a comparison. And all right, so let's move on to a little comparison between the NG Models Heart 747s with the Panda Models version. So let's start with the blended version. So here are the NG version on the left and the blended version on the right. So this right Panda Models version is the Waffle Collectibles exclusive from, I believe, either in 2020, yeah, I believe in like August 2021. So this is November 950 Whiskey November. And yes, and this is a Panda model. And then the next model over here we'll be doing a comparison with is the Scimitar version. So here the NG, of course, and then the Panda Models version, number 7855 Alpha. This is the Panda Models second ARMS exclusive release. So there you go. Yes, the main differences you can spot right away is that the NG heart livery is way darker in comparison to the Panda Models heart livery. The Panda Models version is correct in my opinion. And overall, the Panda Models do have better color. So if you are really picky about the color of these models, maybe go for the Panda versions. Then these could still be fine on eBay. They're starting to get a little rare, so I'm just grateful to have a few of these. So I do have two of the blended versions, so that's nice to have. Another difference I can spot is let's look at the noses of them. So the Panda Models version has a slightly higher nose landing gear and less detailed nose landing gear than the NG. The NG overall is better, and then the Panda Models 747 nose, because the Panda Models 747 nose is high. The gear joint over here could just be a little bit better. There is a little gap right there, so that is a little unfortunate there. So NG does that part way better in comparison. Overall, the NG is more detailed. Never difference is the Wi-Fi boxes are a different shape. So here's the NG Wi-Fi box, and here's the Panda Wi-Fi box. That's a minor difference. It doesn't really bother me too much, but this is something to mention. So there you go. And the Panda Models version does have a slightly higher window line in comparison, so that's another difference there. So NG has a better window line. And other than that, the Panda Models and NG versions are practically about the same. Just just the difference is the liveries are way different on them, and arguably the Panda Models version, in my opinion, is better. Maybe NG will correct the color one day, and I would definitely, if the NG corrects the color back to their previous Heart releases, I'm going to say the NG version would be better. But since they have not, right now the Panda Models version is better, even with some of the minor caveats. So let's move on to the next comparison. And we'll be doing the last comparison of this video between the NG blended wing Heart 747 and the Gemini Jets blended Heart 747. So this Gemini Jets release here is number 708 Sierra Whiskey, and this was a 2015 release here, so there you go. A little old model there. It's a really rare model. I'm glad to have it, so there you go. It's great to have this little comparison here. So the first thing you may notice is the Gemini version has a lighter Heart livery, but it's still, in my opinion, it's still incorrect, as the red and yellow shades are a little too bright and a little too light, so that's really unfortunate there. They need to be a little bit more orange, while the NG version does that part better, and the red and the yellow is a little bit more accurate on the NG version. That's a good point to be made. But the NG version, the Heart livery is still too dark in my opinion. So yes, another main difference is the nose section. So the Gemini version has a interesting nose. The nose is not really too good. The cockpit windows are a little too large. The nose is misshaped. The nose landing gear is a little too large, and it has a nose down attitude there, which is incorrect. And the 747 Relight does have a little nose down attitude, but not as much as the Gemini version. And that reason on the Gemini version does cause some tail heavy issues. Luckily, my model doesn't have that, but I've heard some. Yeah, I've heard and seen some Gemini Southwest Heart 747s having tail heavy issues. So yeah, the tail's being too heavy. So there you go. And another main difference is I would say the NG version is way more detailed. Of course, the NG version was released almost 10 years after the Gemini version. So, yeah, technology has improved over time. I wish NG could have got the Heart livery right. So, we got more underside aerials. And overall, there's more details on the NG version. So, I would recommend getting the NG version over the Gemini. And the Gemini version can be very rare anyways. And you can be spending up to $100 for it like I did. So yeah, so I would just skip the Gemini version just to get the NG version. And yeah, so that's it for the comparison portion of this video. Let's move on to the final portion of this video, which is the JT score of these wonderful NG Models Southwest Heart 747. And all right, so moving on to the JT score portion of this review for the trio of Southwest Heart 747-700. So yes, I will be giving a combined score for all these models, and the JT score is a little bit different now. I've reduced each category to 5 points and replaced the details category with the printing category. So little differences there. Just want to make these reviews a little bit more. I was being a little too easy on the models previously, so I want to make them a little bit more harsh. So yeah, so the models don't all get perfect scores, because I have been a little too nice recently, and I know a lot of you just want really just really honest reviews. So yeah, so the fuselage, the nose, the tail, the wings, and lingers for all these models have gone 5 out of 5. Engine models nailed out of the park with those aspects of those key aspects. The engines are great on these models as well. Lots of details. I really love the nozzle detail on the engines. And the only major issue with this model is on the models, I should say, is the liveries. The liveries are way too dark. The blue is way too dark, and arguably the tail portion could be done a little bit better. So livery is only getting a 2 out of 5, so it's not a really good score. And hopefully NG will do a reproduction in the future with a better Heart livery. The printing on these models have gone a 5 out of 5. The aerials have gone a 5 out of 5. There's a correct amount of them, so that's great to see. Quality control is great. None of them came broken, or none of them have any defects on it, so that's great to see. And the cumulative score for all three of these models is a 47 out of 50, or an A, a 94%. So these are overall excellent models. And alright, folks, so that's conclude this model review, and you'll be seeing some outdoor photos playing in the background. So these are overall excellent engine models, besides the dark Heart livery on these models. So hopefully you guys really enjoyed this trio review. I haven't done one in quite a long time, so yeah, so stay tuned for some more model reviews over the next few weeks. I do have a lot of exciting models coming in, and some unique models for reviews. That's really exciting, and guys, so stay tuned for that, and have a wonderful day. Bye.